It's so important for me to get this message through. Why does the intern always seem to get in the way? Whenever I try to get through to Bob and Ray. Good night, Mary Magoon, wherever you are.
Okay, and the news is coming up, and then more Bob and Ray, hour 2 of this last program over WOR New York and RKO General Station. It's 5 o'clock.
Right, John, and this is our last program here at WOR, and we're reliving some memories.
And we've got to have one from our Bob and Ray Hit Parade, the famous second act finale to the Backstage's Broadway production of Westchester Furioso, right after this.
Refined, tight, well-finished, and most of all, intelligent. That's Road and Track magazine describing the Lancia Beta sedan. Now, intelligent isn't a word often used to describe an automobile, but it's a word that characterizes Lancia. And if you compare the Lancia to an expensive European luxury car like the Mercedes or the usual mass-produced Detroit status symbol, or is that Mercedes? I never know how to pronounce that. It certainly is intelligent, the intelligent alternative. Now, Lancia comes with front-wheel drive, a 5-speed transmission, a fully independent suspension, 4-wheel disc brakes, and everything else. The Lancia Beta Coupe is just $7,510 port of entry, while the sedan is substantially less. Inland transportation, dealer preparation, local taxes, and license fees are additional. Lancia, the intelligent alternative, a division of Fiat. See your local New York Metropolitan Lancia dealer. In the Bronx, see Martin Motor Sales at 2100 Jerome Avenue. In New Jersey, see Levine Motor Corporation, 325 Maple Avenue in Red Bank.
Over this past 3 years, we've taken quite a few phone calls, it seems, and this was one that stands out in our memory. And let's see if anyone has a gripe or a question or something on their mind at the other end of our live phone lines here in Studio 2. Hello, Bob and Ray.
Yes, is this the program where I call to get advice?
Well, we've given advice in time. Sir, we don't have too much time here. Go right ahead.
All right, well, now here's pretty much my situation. I have a home up here in Scarsdale, free and clear.
Right.
And I inherited several tax-free bonds, sir. Mm-hmm. Now, I own a condominium.
How long have you owned that house, incidentally?
Over 25 years.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're in good shape.
It's increased in value tremendously. I own a condominium in the Canary Islands, and I have a 6-figure income from stock holdings.
Money in the bank?
Yes, I maintain about $80,000, $90,000 in interest-bearing savings accounts.
Well, we got to move. What's your problem, sir?
How often should I rotate my tires on my rolls?
And here's George Meade.
Your friend and advisor up in the sky to tell you that the Long Island Expressway is still heavy going out to Queens, and most of the way out, and all lanes are open. Now, if you take the Grand Central, it's not too bad getting down through Q, but heavy east of that point. And if you get on this Whitestone Expressway, you'll find it slow from Q all the way up towards the Whitestone Bridge, and Throgs Neck is also heavy northbound.
By the way, this is Bob and Ray, our last program here at WOR.
Yeah.
Another hour to go after the 6 o'clock news with Roger Skibbinus, I guess. WOR New York and RKO General Station.
You'll find a lot of arguments today about what's the best airline to fly to Europe. But you'll find no arguments about what's the best plane. It's a big, roomy 747. Coincidentally, this spring Pan Am will be scheduling only 747s to Europe, which may end all the arguments about what's the best airline.
Welcome to our world. Welcome to our world. Welcome to the world of Pan Am, America's airline to the world.
Pan Am has daily service to Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. See a travel agent or call Pan Am for reservation. And it's time for the 6:30 news, and then we'll be back to wrap things up. Here's Roger Skibinis over WOR Radio, the talk of New York.
A report, Jackson getting out of campaign and Kerry campaign record subpoenaed. Good evening, everyone. This is the 6:30 WOR report. Is Henry Jackson on the way out? The answer may be forthcoming tomorrow when, according to the Reuters news service, the senator from Washington will announce he's dropping out of the race for the Democratic presidential nomination. It was confirmed this evening that Special Corruption Prosecutor Maurice Najari has subpoenaed all of the finance records associated with Hugh Carey's 1974 New York gubernatorial campaign, and that the documents have been handed over. One of the most familiar figures in American broadcasting, veteran newsman Lowell Thomas, announced this evening that he's giving up his evening newscast after 46 years. Thomas, who is 84, says his final broadcast will be next Friday. The editor of the 6:30 News, William Buckley, Roger Skibinis reporting. Our next news as it happens, next scheduled news at 8 with John Scott, right here over WOR, the talk of New York. 23 minutes before 7. And it's time for Bob and Ray.
Say, Roger, we want to tell you, too, here on our last program at WOR, how much pleasure it's been working with you these past 3 years. We've enjoyed every minute of it, and we've had lots of fun together.
Well, it's the same here, as I'm sure you're aware. And we'll miss you.
Yeah, we'll certainly miss you, Roger.
Hey, Bob and Ray, I think my pig's mad at me. I had his vocal cords taken out, and he's been acting real disgruntled.
Corvette's annual Tire Spectacular is an event you can't afford to miss. Over 300,000 tires now at low money-saving prices. Corvette's prices start at $21 for wide Husky 4-ply tires, 40,000-mile steel-belted radials, low as $39. All prices plus federal tax, tires installed free. Come to Corvette's Tire and Auto Centers this week for the tire you want and the price you've been waiting for. But hurry, the sale ends Saturday. All right, and what's the weather?
Well, let me tell you, it's not too good. It's pleasant now, but don't let it fool you. Clear and pleasant this evening, and then clouding up later tonight, with occasional rain developing during midday tomorrow. A low between 50 and 55 tonight, and a high in the low 60s tomorrow. And then rain tomorrow night, with a low in the mid-50s. Incidentally, it's going to rain, too, for the Kentucky Derby, Dr. Bob tells us. And then occasional showers likely on Sunday, with highs in the mid to upper 60s. And the current New York temperature, where it's clear now, 71 degrees.
And our final look at traffic for the day from George Meade.
The Harlem River Drive and Major Deegan are both pretty heavy from the Triber up towards the GW Bridge. The Deegan's so slow it's backing up the Willis Avenue Bridge. LIE still tight to the Fairgrounds Grand Central. Getting a little slow in and around the Shea Stadium area. It's a while before game time, but some people are heading out. Look for Freddie on Monday morning. I'll be back on Monday afternoon. And Bob and Ray, speaking for myself and Fred, we enjoyed it very much. Gave us a lot to smile about in between reports, and we'll miss you. And we wish you the best of luck, and I'll still vote for Wally Ballou.
Okay, George, it's
Thanks,
been a real
George.
pleasure working with you and, of course, with Fred, and continued good luck.
Okay, the only thing down here is that late train to Brewster. Conrail's 4:39 is 13 minutes late. It's now due at 6:30. We played the Lichtensteiner polka yesterday.
Yeah, folks like that one.
Did the phone light up after?
Yeah, it did. A lot of people like polkas, you know.
A lot didn't, too.
Uh-huh.
I think we might as well give both sides of the coin.
It's nice to bring back live dance music in the afternoon this way, and I know that people appreciate what we're trying to do here.
Well, on behalf of the boys and myself, I want to thank you for the chance, and we'll be right here whenever you need a little music.
What's that sticking out of your hip pocket there?
I didn't know it's in the brown paper bag.
Yeah. I'm sorry I brought it up. It's time now that we get to work.
That was a little colloquy between you, mostly, Ray, and Kent Lyle Birdley, who couldn't be here today for this final program in our series. He's not feeling too well.
And he's emotional.
He
can't stand goodbyes. He likes
cries
hellos.
easily.
It's like my dog. He'll greet you, but he hates to see you go. He just turns his back when I go out the door. He can't stand goodbyes.
But anyway, Kent sends his best and says he hopes we'll be hearing from him over the airwaves real soon. And we wouldn't want to forget the trophy train, which we've had out the past 2 or 3 years, Wally Ballou and its manager, Mr. Gilmore, and here's one of the Ballou reports. I think we're ready for our report from Mr. Ballou.
Well, let me guess this. This is Bob and Ray here at Studio 2, yes. Wally Ballou standing by? Okay, we'll call him in right. Where is he? Red Bank? All right, thank you for calling Bob and Ray. Wally Ballou is standing by in Red Bank. Boy, that scared me. In Red Bank, New Jersey. Come in, please. Wally Ballou.
Red Bank, New Jersey. This is Wally Ballou, as our trophy train rests on a siding just on the outskirts of town. Mr. Gilmore, how are tricks and what's going on here as we visit the people of beautiful Red Bank?
Well, I don't know how to answer that. We don't have too many tricks here. We have, of course, the sideshow, which is a new addition this year.
Right.
And we have the local entertainment. But as for tricks, we probably will have a magician coming along a little bit later. I don't know if that's what you mean.
Well, no, I didn't mean that. I just meant, how's everything going? Is the business good?
When you ask me how's tricks, I always love them. I don't think there's anybody in the country who appreciates a magician and more than I do. Now, I like a good impersonator, too. I could sit and watch a fellow, impersonate people all evening.
Right.
And yet, I could also watch a magician all night. So it's pretty much
I think a lot of us are that way, too. I've always had an interest in magic and prestidigitation like that.
I beg your pardon?
I've always had an interest in magic and prestidigitation.
I suppose that's a fancy word for magic, is it?
Sleight of hand.
Well, whenever you say how's tricks, it conjures up a whole picture of me sitting there watching a magician, and I could just love it.
Yeah, take a card.
All right.
Don't show it to me.
No, it's the ace of spades.
Put it back in the thing. Is it ace of spades?
Yes, it is.
Boy, I can still do it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't know if that's such a good trick because...
That's about it for this first report of the afternoon. I should be calling in later with more of the entertainment, the excitement, and the stuff that goes on here on the trophy train today in Red Bank. Wally Ballou, good day. Need a car rental? Olin's Rent-A-Car has unlimited free mileage rates, daily, weekly, weekend. That's Olin's LT1-6161. LT1-6161.
Well, now, let's see. We have made a practice here at the old Bob and Ray Show. This being our last program, we're reviewing some of what things that we did that we enjoyed. And we presented a lot of city and community songs, you remember?
Yeah.
And shall we review some of those now?
A couple of weeks ago, we had a nice note from Miss Winkler in Brooklyn enclosing some sheet music that she said had been in the family piano bench for at least 50 years. It's called My Brooklyn, tribute to the great borough.
It was copywritten in 1927. Words by Dr. D. DeWaltoff, music by William N. Whale.
Right. She didn't know anything about the composers, but Miss Winkler said she did remember her father brought the music home from a medical dinner in the 20s. So that was a doctor who wrote the words. Huh?
Some of the words, for instance, Brooklyn is a good old place where to live and work and rest, where to see a smiling face and enjoy your life at best. Other towns you can search where to lead a jolly good life, but Brooklyn's home, and school and church is the place for kids and wife. That was, of course, the thing. Now the refrain. Brooklyn, my Brooklyn, good Brooklyn, oh ho. Brooklyn, old Brooklyn, great Brooklyn, din din din. Brooklyn, sweet Brooklyn, dear Brooklyn. Oh, excuse me, it's tough. Shut up? Okay.
Well, anyway, we thank her for the music, Miss Winkler, and it brings to mind our city songs, because there's no record of that. They weren't making records like that way in 1927, I don't think. But we haven't played Cleveland for quite a while, and that always pleases the folks
Brooklyn,
from there.
My Brooklyn, good Brooklyn. Oh, Brooklyn, oh, Brooklyn. I better stop.
So here's the Vic Stewart combo and Les Adair and the best location in the nation.
It's the best location in the nation. Cleveland. It's the spot in the state of Ohio. That's for sure, I know you'll agree. It's the best location in the nation. Cleveland. If you look on the map of Ohio, you will see I'm right as can be.
Take a look at the map of United States and you'll find Connecticut.
Take a look at the map of Connecticut and you'll see the place of my birth.
It's the grandest place on earth. Willimantic, my hometown. There's a good main street where good neighbors meet. Miles of smiles keep chasing you around. I've heard a lot of songs about a lot of towns, about a lot of places where I've been. But no matter what they say, they won't get me away from this town I'm in. Minneapolis, you're so many things to me.
From the Empire State to the Golden Gate, Key West welcomes you. From the Panama to Canada, Key West welcomes you. With its streets from Atlantic to the Gulf Stream, and the sun shines almost every day. You can pack all your troubles way behind you, and you can be king for a day. Sights beyond belief at the 12-mile reef, Key West welcomes you. Now you've tried the rest, now try the best. Key West welcomes you.
I love New York completely. I love the magic of its view. Skyscrapers with their lights all aglow offer this magic world to you. Paris, Vienna, London too, I've seen them all, you see. But this old town's the queen of them all. New York is the place for me.
Missouri is the place I will always stay, where enchantment surrounds you, nearly taking your breath away. Friendly people will greet you with their smiles warm and tenderly. It's a bit of paradise underneath Missouri skies, Missouri for me.
Leave me half a plate of train. Come on down, play around. Daytona Beach, yes, it's the world's most famous beach. Come on down to the world's playground.
Up here in Wisconsin land, our smoked sausage is so grand.
Hilshire Farm, yeah, that's the brand.
Hilshire Farm.
And it's just like the sausage we used to make in the old country. Hilshire Farm smoked sausage has that good old world flavor.
Hickory smoke to make it good. Flavor from the hickory wood. Have some soon.
You really should.
Hilshire Farm.
Imagine that. Yes, imagine that. It's time again for cooking out. You want a real treat to serve your family and friends? Well, try Hilshire Farm Polska kielbasa, cooked over red-hot charcoal on the family grill this weekend. For free recipes featuring Hilshire Farm Polska kielbasa, just send a stamped, self-addressed envelope to Hilshire Farm, WOR, New York 10018. Now, Hilshire Farm Polska kielbasa is available at Finest, Pioneer, Royal Farms, Two Guys, Trun stores, and all other supermarkets in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
And here's something we'll miss doing after tonight, introducing Stan Lomax with all of the sports.
Hey, good evening, everyone. This is one of those rare days in spring when the sport discussions veer from the routine of baseball and hockey and basketball down to Churchill Downs, the racetrack, which is on the outskirts of Louisville. It's the 102nd annual Kentucky Derby Eve. However, the race is not the complete story for this weekend. There are two vital basketball games in the National Association playoffs this evening. The World's Heavyweight Boxing Championship is at stake down in Landover, Maryland, and the collegians are hitting the home stretch in their baseball, lacrosse, track, and other activities. And the Major League Baseball, well, we have 11 games, every one of them to be played this evening. Here in town, the Mets will have the first home night game of the season in Shea Stadium. They played night games on the road. And over in the American League, there'll be several games played tonight, too. There'll be 4 contests, and that's not counting the one between the New York Yankees and a game being played out in Kansas City. The Boston Red Sox are down in 4th place in the East, and they're on a 3-game losing streak. And that's our story for another day. But, however, before we toss it back to Bob and Ray, is the traditional locking of the gates to Studio 2 ceremony coming up. And as you know, this is the final parade for the Guards. They'll be accompanying Bob and Ray in their new fields of endeavor. All of us here at WOR wish Bob and Ray everything good as they leave us. And now, across the drawbridge, here come the Guards.
And here they come for the last time, the Bob and Ray Uniformed Guard, to officially close and seal. This studio door will not be opened on Monday.
That's
Bob
right.
and Ray will not be here.
We'll be using another studio then. We want to thank all of the people who've helped us over the past 3 years. Our producer, director Bob Tiley and Jim Murray on occasion. Our engineers, Ron Harper, Herb Squire, Al Schaefer, Barney Beck, Al April, Cornell Brown, Art Bompayne, Ron Sims, Joe Janice, Herb Gillies, and Ron Sims. I guess I said him twice. And, of course, our music expert, with great help, John McCarthy.
And I think we should mention that as you brought us here to WOR in the first place. Okay, well, that's it, and we'll see you again somewhere. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Well, that's call for the cage by the center. Quick, march!
Goodbye, goodbye. I wish you all a last goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. I wish you all a last
And this is WOR New York, an RKO General Station.
Close in 5 minutes.